See, sometime, man, I just guess you can say I just go out of my way to do stuff. And what I go out of my way to do is to call the people to become aware. See, if you're not aware of your surroundings, listen to that. Like this right here. Like this. If you're not aware of your surroundings, you're not aware of your surroundings, you are defenseless prey for vultures, for predators. And let me see if I can help you out. I've been doing this work, man, on Freemasonry, and been because I feel like it's a need for an outsider to uh, to pass information to you, because what you get now is by design. It's like we're gonna take common knowledge and make a 50,000 videos, circulate them, but it would be no beneficial knowledge in it. There would be no beneficial knowledge. It'd just be a lot of information. So if you want to get past that, you be coming to the right spot when I do these videos on Freemasonry. And it's very interesting. It's a very interesting work, really it is. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Nope, I wasn't speaking in tongues. That was a familiar language understood by over 1.5 billion people. It's called Arabic. Not speaking in tongues. Okay, let's get to it. This chapter right here is Freemason causing strife and chaos. Freemasons causing strife and chaos. That is the title of this chapter. And this research is done by the Permanent Committee of Research and Verdicts. In other words, people with resources put this together. The information is accurate, because if it wasn't accurate, they had all kind of lawsuits. I ain't talking about no little lawsuits. I mean lawsuits that might be upwards $700-800 billion, and that's from one entity. So this research is well researched. A lot of money, a lot of professionalism went into this research, because without the financing and bringing the information correct, the publishers of this information will have opened themselves up to untold amounts of lawsuits. So the Permanent Committee for Research and Verdict said, one of the clearest indications of their intense desire to conceal their plans to destroy religion and provide political revolution is what is said in the protocol of the elders of Zion. It states, we will concentrate these cells under a single leadership that is known to us alone. This leadership will be composed of our scholars And these cells will have special representatives so that the true location of our leadership will be concealed. This leadership alone will have the right to decide who will speak and draw up the plans of the day. In these cells, we will plan to lay traps and snares for all the socialists and classes of revolutionary society. Most of the secret political plans are known to us, and we will decide when to implement them. But the agents of the international secret police will be members of these cells. Y'all staying with me. Hope you're staying with me. When the conspiracies starts throughout the world, that would mean that one of our most dedicated agents will be at the head of these conspiracies. Of course, we will be the only people to direct the Masonic plans. We are the only people who know how to direct them. And we know the ultimate goal of each action. The illiterates, meaning non-Jews, are ignorant of most of these things, especially Masonry. And they can only see the immediate results of what we are doing, of what they are doing. Freemasonry outwardly appears to be the call to freedom of belief, tolerance, and social reform in general. However, in reality, it is a call for permissiveness and destructive factors that causes social disintegration and the loosening of bonds between nations, destruction of religion and morals, and the spread of mischief. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? You understanding what I'm saying? What is going on here? Got you? Y'all with me? Okay, if you with me, I'm gonna keep on going. Protests and demonstrations are foreign to Muslims. We don't do it. Consequently, it is forbidden and it is falsehood. It is from the principles of the world of Zionism. It is a principle, protesting is a principle from the world of Zionism and the world of Freemason. Its origin is Judo-Masonic. Sheikh Ali al-Wasafi said, Freemasonry has a history of causing chaos throughout the world. They started the French Revolution and financed it as well. Likewise, in modern times, the Freemasons were behind the Arab Spring uprising. Their intent is to destroy all the Muslim nations and establish weak leaders in positions of government. The Freemasons will write their constitutions for them, which will be based upon American law and so-called American freedom, which has no limitations. They remove every law that is based upon the legislation of Allah because their new constitution is above all in their view. These new governments will be forced to follow the new laws, but they bucking. They bucking in West Africa. They in Mali, in Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Chad, Ghana, and the latest was what is uh 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 I can't think of the name of the Africans. That's how disconnected they have us. Gabon, the latest Gabon. Yeah. And these names sound foreign and to you like I'm speaking Chinese when I talk about Burkina Faso or I talk about Niger or Mali or Chad or Gabon or Ghana and the likes. The people who are bucking against this new order that they trying to establish and maintain in Africa, this new movement recognizes and they are actively standing up against it effectively. You want to know what actions to take to free America from the grips of these Masons, these Masonic orders? You want to know what to do? Keep your eyes on Burkina Faso. That's what you do. Keep your eyes on what Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Chad, Ghana, Gabon, and other nations are leaning to. Keep your eyes on the African continent, man. I'm telling you, man, they done said, look, man, we understand that we don't need you. We don't need no more aid from you. Keep your aid, and we'll keep our gold. We'll keep our coltan. We'll keep our lithium. We'll keep our cobalt. We'll keep our uranium. We'll keep and process. And if we keep and process it, we'll bring our own product to the market. We don't need you to come over here, rape our land, take it back over there, process it, sell it back to us and the rest of the world. Nah, they in the way, and it'd be good for you to pay attention to it if you want to say what you know of a decent moral life in America. Because right now the Masonic plan is working very well here. Okay, let me get back. They remove every law that is based upon the legislations of Allah. Every law that is based upon the legislation of Allah, they want to get rid of it. Because their new constitution is above all in their view. In other words, remember Satan, Lucifer made a statement, I will set my throne above the stars of God, and I will become like the Most High. You remember he made that statement? Oh, y'all didn't know that the Bible was actually a Masonic manual for nation building, which includes, if necessary, genocide. If necessary. And we know they finds it necessary from time to time. America is an example. Over 100 million Indians. Now, I ain't see no 100,000. I ain't say 1 million. I said 100 million. That means for somebody had a plan, and that plan was carried out over a vast amount of time, several generations, like 100 years of planned genocide and murder. and removal of people from this land. These people I'm telling you about right now, they didn't just, modern day, you can look at Palestine. If we living and eyewitnesses of the Masonic orders in Palestine and what they will do. They saw a law in Palestine. They said we're going to write a constitution that is above theirs. And we're going to become like God to them. They are going to fear us as though they are fearing God himself. And not just go to Brazil. Australia. Look what they done in Australia. Okay, I was on a rant then, because I wanted to point that out. It says, when this is in place, the countries will destroy themselves from within. These laws will grant society absolute freedom with no boundaries and no religious structure. That's what they want. I don't need religion. I ain't no religious person. I'm spiritual. I let my heart roam the world, seeking the pleasures that the world has to offer. Anywhere, I'll go in a trap house. I'll take my heart in a trap house. I'll take my heart to Diddy parties, to Jeffrey Epstein parties. I'll take my what's that old dude that rapist, Vic Fat Greaser, dude that's in prison now that was in the movie and the music industry. I can't think of his name right now, but the people will let their heart visit and frequent those places looking for a dopamine and an adrenaline rush for the heart. That's what he said. Listen, when this takes place, the countries will destroy themselves from within. These laws will grant society absolute freedom with no boundaries and no religious structure. If you don't have a religious structure, what you standing on? You like, without a religious structure, man, without the Islam, without the Islamic way of life, you will be like a paper bag in a big field, and whichever way the wind blow, it'll carry that bag along with it. If it blows west, southwest, the bag will go that way. That's how people are without religious structure and the boundaries of religious structure. But if you got religious structure like Muslims, practicing Muslims, I'm talking about Muslims that follow this religion on Allah said, the Messenger Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, said, on the understanding of the companions. Those of us who do that, we that same bag in that same field, but we have an anchor in the bag. So when the wind blows, the bag might do like that, but it ain't moving. The bag ain't moving. The branches might move, but it ain't gonna move like the branches on a bush. Not, if you got an oak tree, they don't want that. That is the defense against their destructive ideology and their evil intent. And when I tell you it's evil, it's evil. Like I said, man, these videos that I make on YouTube and TikTok and other places, these videos that I make about the Masonic orders, this is information, man, that is well researched and fund it, because the people who produce this material know that if these accusations was not true, that they would sue them and win. They would sue them and win. But they ain't going to sue them, because to bring a lawsuit against them means they have to defend. They have to show why it ain't true. And then in showing why it ain't true, they have to reveal exactly what we're saying. Well, okay, then what's your position on religion and boundaries? What's your position? What you feel about it? We as Masons, we believe everybody should believe that there is a God. We believe that there is only one God, but we don't believe that you should have to obey every instruction that he give you. You should be able to be free and have your beliefs. And that way they can manipulate the heart. That's what they're not after minds. They already got that. That's another lesson. Right now, they at the heart. What's in your heart, of your belief, what's in there of the law that you hold, we need that out. We need you to get that out. If you have any dietary laws, you have any burial laws, marital laws, social laws, economical laws, if you got any of that in your chest, we need that out. We need you to be the type of people that by any means necessary. That's what we need. Okay? It said, even a man in his own home will not have any family structure. Now listen to it, man. Let me run it back, people. Listen. These new governments will be forced to follow the new laws. When this is in place, the countries will destroy themselves from within. These laws will grant society absolute freedom with no boundaries and no religious structure. Even a man in his own home will not have any family structure. Not only are they establishing this in the Muslim lands, but they are also establishing this within Muslim communities living amongst them in the West. The first phase of Freemasons' constitution encouraged chaos amongst the minorities of every country. Let me repeat that again, because something that you can be familiar with. Thank you, Nabi, for the hearts. Appreciate you for coming through. The first phase of Freemasonry constitution encouraged chaos amongst the minorities in every country. Then they make the minorities rebels against the countries where they have resided for hundreds of years. Thus, the country will not be one united land, rather it will be broken into pieces. Classic, man. You're looking at that happen right here in America today. Today, not yesterday, today. Freemasons desire to cause division within the Muslim lands. They introduced the belief amongst the Muslims that they should never get angry concerning matters of Allah. That ain't going to happen. I guarantee you that ain't going to happen. You can forget all about that. Or the messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They introduced the belief that Muslims should not declare allegiance to Allah, his messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or the leaders of Islam. they working hard, man. They working real hard at, but they don't know they actually, man, they not at war against the individual Muslims. They have waged war against Allah, Lord of all creation himself. That's how bold they is. To wage Freemasons bold that they are now actively waging war. Not now. They've been doing it for many years because we can see the effects in Syria, Libya, Somalia, Palestine. We can see the effects of their work in Muslim countries. We got some proofs to Sudan. We can see it. We see them working. And how they did it by the Muslims accepting a form of democracy with rules that they squared off and dropped the plumb line on. That these rules are the fundamentals. All that other stuff y'all had over there from Islam, that's secondary. That there is secondary. And this is what they hope to do all around the Muslim land and in our Muslim homes, especially those Muslims living in the West. Us living in the West, man, we are faced with some challenges. That's why the scholars tell us if there's only 4 reasons why we should be in the West. It is haram. It is helping the Masons carry out their wishes. If you don't do these 4 things, if you violate these 4 things, you are aiding them. Even if you don't know you aiding them, you are aiding them. First, it is not permissible for a Muslim to come to leave the land of Tawheed. Leave the lands of Tawheed and come to the lands of Kuf for vacation and to live and to embrace democracy. It is haram. And when did Allah start aiding the harami? When? So if you ain't coming over here for some formal education and you can't find what you need to complete your degree in a Muslim man, you can come over to the West and you can get that education. But when you finish and you graduate and you obtain what you came here for, guess what? It's around for you to set up shop here. You got to go back. You got to go back home, man. You got to take yourself and your children out of the land of Kuf and go back to the land of Tawheed, man, with your new skills and establish the way of Allah on this earth, man. If 20 heart surgeons came to America and got their degree, and then those 20 can go to any country on Tawheed, any country, you go there, build a hospital, where you think people needing heart surgeries gonna come? Those that coming to America now because you here with the scaffold in your hand, they will follow you to any land of Tawheed that you are in if you just take your skills back home, obey Allah, and go back. And you gonna get paid, man, just like you would get paid over here. Then you ain't gonna let a prince, a royal prince, I'm not knocking Saudi Arabia in one instance. I'm not on that. I love the people of Tawheed, in the land of Tawheed. I love and support them. I'm with them 100. And if I can borrow 10% of those who are in doubt and add it to my 100, I'll be with the Saudis and the Dawatu Salafia 110%. Don't make no mistake. I'm just making an example. I'm just saying, if a crown prince would come over here to get a major surgery, heart, liver, kidney transplant, or whatever, if he would pay Mayo Hospital $4 million to get it done, he'll pay it in the land of Tawheed. If that same doctor, because most of the time, if he's a head surgeon, he's running the facility, he's not a European. It's not the Europeans with the scaffolds. More than likely, it is someone who came from the land of Tawheed that is making waves in the medical field. Now, next, you can come here, like I said, to complete some form of education, right? You can come here if you are doing business in the land of Kuf. You got to come check the paperwork. You got to sign some documents or something. And when you finish, you got to, or you get in a position to, you got to move on, man. You got to go back home, man. It's haram for you to stay here and buy a $500,000 cardboard house made out of sticks and a thin sheet of rocks, and you paying $500,000, $700,000 for it. It's haram. It's haram for you to support the kuffar like that. And when I say the kuffar, I mean the people who I'm talking about right here, these Masons. And it's haram for us to send our women here, man, with no mahram, man, to attend these Catholic schools. It's haram. For you to leave the land of Tawheed and come to the land of Kuf, man. Allah does not support those who are liars and disbelievers, man. Those who sell and test the ayats, the lessons, the signs, the proofs of Allah. We need to understand, just because Allah allowed you to have 3 kids, all of them on the way to college in the land of Kufa, and you got money in the bank, you financially stable, and you got all that. Just because Allah allows you to have that, you got to understand, man, Allah allows the sun to shine on the Kufa as well. That don't mean you blessed and Allah is the cause of your success. That can be a test. It can be a test that leads to your destruction on Yom Kippur. And again, and from those means, those reasons why we can be here, man, is if you came here from the land of Tawheed to give some dawah. When you finish, you got to go back to the land of Tawheed, man. You can't make no resident here, man. If you came here giving dawah and you stayed, you will be turned into a political machine. Your dawah will cease to be called Allah wa qala Rasulullahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ala fahmi ashabi. You won't be on that no more, man. Your Akida, if you stay here, like me, unless you are special, a lot of special favor on you, your Akida will become democratic, and your minhaj will become the minhaj of the Democrats or the Republicans. But your Akida won't be the Akida of the sellers. That's for sure. And your Akida will not, and your minhaj will not be the minhaj of the sellers. You will be bombarded with every excuse on why you should adopt the minhaj of a Democrat or adopt the Akida of a Democrat. And if you come to Allah, and we came to Allah with the Akida of a Democrat and the minhaj of a Democrat, what you think? What you think? You think Allah gonna be pleased with that? You bring it. Your heart is filled with another Akida and another minhaj. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's keep it real. Okay, that's my rant right there. Let me get back. It says that Freemasons desire to cause division within the Muslim lands. They introduced the belief amongst the Muslims that they should never get angry concerning matters about Allah or the Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They introduced the belief that Muslims should not declare allegiance to Allah. That's what I'm saying. Your Aqidah, give me your Aqidah. That's what the Masonic West and the Masonic doctrines are doing in Muslim lands and in their countries. They're saying to everyone to come here, give me your Aqidah. You got to, you know how in the cowboy days you couldn't bring your weapon in the saloon, you had to check your weapons. That's the same way when you leave the land of Tawheed, and you or any country, then you got a belief. I don't care if the belief is on bottle. It can be shirk. Excuse me. When that plane land in the West, the UK, America, Canada, France, anywhere, when something hit the ground, you got the hand over your Aqidah and your minhaj. Whatever you was on in your country, in the land of Tawheed, you got to hand it over. And what we are going to do is give you a version of it. This is we wrote a new Aqidah for you. It looks like your Aqidah. It can kind of make you feel like your Aqidah. But you know it ain't your Aqidah. But you want to be around all these street lights, right? You want some McDonald's, original McDonald's, right? You want your children to grow up white, right? And don't get it wrong, I'm not a nationalist. I'm not a nationalist. Allah said, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there is no superiority of an Arab over a non-Arab, or a black over white, or neither a white over a black, or a non-Arab over an Arab. So I'm not no racist, but all my brothers and sisters in Islam. That's why I say what I say. When you think that I can come to this internet, right? And teach this book on masonry. And people now, personally let me know. We know where you at, where you live, what you do, what you see, what you talk about. We own you. But they shocked at my boldness. Yeah, they shocked at my boldness that I would do it. But see, unlike a lot of Muslims in the land of Kuf, I ain't come here to play with these people. Allah said, La tukafuhum tukafuni in kuntum mu'minin. Don't fear them, fear me. That's what Allah said. Fear me if you are indeed a believer. And indeed, I ask Allah as Wajel every day, keep me firm upon your religion. Keep me firm upon your religion. And I know that the religion of Allah is not what the Masonic order has been writing for us. They've been writing a religion that does not hold the following. Call Allah. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم على فهم أصحابه. You leave that inscription, you will be in one or two categories. Either you will be resembling the Jew who have earned Allah's anger, or you will be resembling the Christians who have went astray. Who have went astray. So the Freemasons desire to cause division within the Muslim lands, to introduce the belief amongst the Muslims that they should never get angry concerning matters about Allah. You think you can just disrespect Allah and disrespect the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Muslims, we're going to just lay back? All over the world, you will get a reaction. And the reaction will get more serious than the reaction the last time you tried it. You remember the last time you test the water to see if we still had that in our hearts, that type of love for Allah and His messenger? You know what happened? It'll be way worse than that. You tried today, Mr. CIA. You tried today. It'll be way worse than that. They introduced the belief that Muslims should not declare allegiance to Allah and His messenger or the leadership in Islam. Rather, you should become angry for the sake of your sect or party. Because they want to divide us into sects and parties. Why? Because Masons know that the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said the Christians will divide into 71 sects and parties, and the Jews were divided into 72 sects and parties, and the Muslims were divided into 73 sects and parties, and all of them would be in the hell fire except for one. They say, who is that, O Messenger of Allah? Which one is that? And he said, those that are upon what I and my companions are upon today. Those are the ones. It said you should become angry for the sake of your sheikh. You shouldn't get angry about Allah and His messenger. What you should get angry about, if I say something about your sheikh or the island you take from, I should get all bent out of shape about that. But if you say something about Allah and His messenger, I should just turn the other cheek, you know. Nah, that ain't how it go. He said the Freemasons say we need strong solutions to unite the people. but they never introduce these solutions. They seek to corrupt the principles and morals of the Muslims. They raise new banners for the Muslims. They raise the banner of freedom and equality, but their banners are in reality nothing but lies. Allah already told us, man, that they are illusionists. Freemasons are illusionists. Look into non-Muslim countries. And you had conversations with us, man, over here in these non-Muslim countries. You see, it's clear, man, that the people here is living under an illusion of freedom, justice, and equality. They don't have that. They want that. They don't have it. They never had it. They gonna never get it because Freemasonry don't that type, that is only for those people. That apple pie, that American dream, you even a Muslim that came over here to try to reach the American dream, he knows it's an illusion that it's not going to be obtained. And if he achieved anything that looks like success to us, to the Muslims, it came with a price. He sold some of Allah's signs, lessons, instructions, guidance. He sold some of his religion to obtain it. He may maintain the prayer, but he'll give up paying zakat, going to make Hajj. He may fast the month of Ramadan, but he will not call the people to La ilaha illallah wa Muhammadu abduhu wa rasuluhu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He won't do it, people. He won't do that. Let me hurry up and get through this. They seek to corrupt the principles and morals of the Muslims. They raise new banners for the Muslims. They raise new banners of freedom and equality, but their banners are in reality nothing but lies. Allah, as what Jael said about the disbelievers, and they are disbelievers. And they will never cease fighting you until you turn your back from your religion, till they turn you back from your religion, if they are able. Now, I don't know about y'all, man, but I just don't walk around in life with my eyes closed. I am a witness. I'm a witness, people. I'm a witness that they have caused the Christian population to turn their backs on their religion. They did. Christians are immoral, and you never see this level of moral degradation amongst the Christian has never been this low. And it is done from within by outside influence known as Freemasonry. Look at the moral fabric of Christian nations today. Are they the same as they were 30 years ago? Did Freemasons, were Freemasons successful at attacking and stealing the children from their parents? Those that, your parents had you 30 years ago, Your parents was on something good. They was trying to raise you on something good. But you lived in the land of Kof, and your parents wouldn't take you back home to the land of Tohi. So now here you go. That's the product. You immoral. If you become successful in America, you can be a Catholic. You could have came over here a Hindu, a Buddhist, or whatever. You come to the melting pot and you got anything to look like success, you sold something of your way of life to obtain it. You were consciously disobedient and showing ingratitude to the favors of your Lord, whoever he was, whatever you worshiped. You know you got rich, but you sold your religion. You know that. Okay, let me get on past. Thus, their fight in the Muslim has no limit. They desire to push people into polytheism, this and apostasy. Undoubtedly, to harm the religion of this ummah is greater than harming anything else. The relationship between Muslim brothers is that relationship encouraged by the religion of Islam. Our religion shows us the pure way to have a disagreement. If Muslims disagree with one another in matters where deductive reasoning is allowed, no one transgresses or boycotts his brother. As for issues of ideology, then there is no disagreement in these matters. Allah said the Muslim is the brother to a Muslim. All of you brothers and sisters from these foreign countries, from the land of Tawheeds that you came from, we are brothers to one another. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you will begin to make amends with Allah and save yourself and your children from the hellfire and get up out here. Get on up out here. Take your professional skills to the land of Tawheed. And because they don't have no people that here to match your skills, those requiring your skills will come wherever you at. If you was in Lahore, Pakistan, in a basement, and the facility was conducive enough for to have that surgery, they will go there and to that basement in Lahore, Pakistan, before they let an uneducated, superficial kuffar put a scalpel in their hand and go to work on them. Because let me tell you about the kuffar, and y'all don't know. You can come and witness it yourself. They have what they call fraternity houses, right? Where your next lawyer, your judge, your doctors, and administrators gonna come from. But they drunk every weekend. Sometimes some of them every day through the week. They get drunk and drugged all up in these fraternities. And they don't qualify. They cheat on the tests to get documentations saying that they qualify in their profession. And they don't. They don't qualify. That's why they don't mind letting they know that especially the Muslims, the sober Muslims, they know that we study and we sincere about our studies and we are champions. They know they can't compete with us, so they let us take the lead and they ride on our coattails. But people will come wherever you at with your skills. They'll come wherever you at and you got skills. He said the believers is one body. If his head aches, the whole body aches. with fever and sleepiness. The believers are nothing other than brothers. The believing men and believing women are allies one to another. That is the conclusion. And everything that I said today, you need to understand that that is the conclusion of this story. They cease to cause this not to be true. What? The saying that Muslims is a brother to the Muslims. We not only need to say that, we need to actualize that. We need to manifest that. We need to demonstrate that. If you are in truth a believer, if your Aqidah and your minhaj is that of the Salaf, this will hold value to you. The Muslim is a brother to the Muslim. The believers are like one body. If his head aches, the whole body aches with fever and sleepiness. If one of us is harmed or denied or uncared for, it's like the whole body. The brotherhood is suffering, feels it. The believers are nothing other than brothers. If you lose these principles, the believing men and believing women are allies of one another. If you leave these principles, you need to understand that a person that holds those principles will listen to you. And what we will hear is that your Aqidah is not like ours. That your minhaj is not like ours. That your love for the Salaf is not like ours. What we're going to hear and find out from you is that your Aqidah is actually Democratic or Republican. Democrats believe that the voice of the people, the majority of the votes win, and supporting the right to homosexuality, the right to use drugs, the right to work 7-year-old children and 8-year-old children now, the right to fornicate. If you don't want to get married, you don't got to get married. And if you want to cheat on your income tax, you can do it. That's Democratic Aqidah. That's their belief. That's what they believe. Their minhaj is the minhaj of a Democrat, Republican, protesting, hollering and screaming, boycotting. And that ain't from Islam. That's from the Kuffar. Demonstrating and protesting is not the minhaj of the Muslims. That's foreign to us. That is something that these Masons have introduced into Islamic, into lands of Tawheed. These principles, this minhaj, and we see what it done in Somalia, what it done in the Sudan, what it done in Libya, what it done in Syria, what it done anywhere that the people of Tawheed, in the lands of Tawheed, had took this democratic principles that the Masons wrote for them and added it to their constitution, saying that our courts are Islamically democratic. Yeah. And we see the results of you going astray, of you positioning yourself. Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, Siratal Ladina An'amta Alayhim, Gayril Magdubi Alayhim, meaning the Jews, Waladolim, meaning the Christians. Don't let us go astray. And if you introduce democratic principles into the Sharia, you're a loser, and your people will be losers. That's all I got to say on that subject. And when I come back, I don't know if it will be before the weekend, but when I do, I'm gonna come back and show you the harms of the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt and their relationship with Freemasonry. Freemasonry is something to pay attention to. And then on my way back, I want to just say, let's make dua for the brothers Ibrahim Torre, Gata, and Assami Gata, and the rest of them leaders over there in Mali, Chad, Ghana, Gabon now, that has now started to form an alliance to unify the people and to change their conditions over in Africa, to keep and that Allah make them successful in extracting their own resources, processing their resources, and bringing their own resources to market. Let's pray that Allah make them successful, because we need the markets to be led by people who are more that are not morally bankrupt. We know the present people in control of the markets and and economies around the world. There is no question about it. Anybody that say that they are not corrupt, they suffer from a form of delusion that we should pay no mind to, and support and make dua for those brothers over there in Africa to regain their lands. And let's not forget, before the destruction, before Freemasons went into Africa, and because there was always a form of CIA, they just changed names. But before they went into Africa, Mali was an empire. Did y'all know that? Mali was an empire? Did you know Benin was an empire? Did you know that Africans have the Shanghai Empire? There were empires all around Africa. And an empire is a place where culture, arts, science, math, all that is within it. It's a society. It's not the United States is a country. They are not a culture. This is not a culture. This is just a place to live on other people's culture. And Mali and Africa is not. In Africa, before the coming of the Masonic order through there and destroyed the African empires, you should go look at the accomplishment. Timbuktu. After they stole all the books they felt pertinent to them at that time, they burnt the rest. The Europeans used to come to Mali to study. They used to go to Ethiopia to study, to learn from Africans. the people of Africa. And then their destruction came. Everybody know what Leopold II did over there in the Congo in his 23-year reign. He unalived 15 million Africans in 23 years. Can you imagine? And had them to, if they didn't work, cut their hands off and some feet and bring them to him in baskets so he can look at them. Whatever fetish he had, however whatever rocks he got off behind that, whatever sexual illness that he would order that you bring me baskets of hands. He unalived 15 million human beings, including the ones he maimed and disfigured. I'm telling you, man, Masons are a people who write new constitutions for the takeover of lands. And when they can't take over your resources, they will commit genocide. They have no problems committing genocide. So I implore the African Americans living in America that's in the United States military, don't allow them to give you a measly corporate paycheck. They go over there and unalive Africans, black people, telling those people over there that they can't have the very thing they telling your children while you are serving, they are not going to get. You have active black military personnel right now that went there to get that GI Bill. You are actively willing, under contract, to go over there, and if they need you to go and unalive African people, while at the same time your children is under threat and being denied basic human rights right here in this home, in your country. Don't go over there. Don't let them people call you over there to tell another people they can't have the very thing you want for your children, but the same people is telling you that your children can't have it either. Don't sell your soul, man. Don't sell your soul, bro. Don't sell your soul. And if you Muslim, you need to get your ass up out of there, man. Don't do no re-signing. You plan and Allah plans. You plan on retiring and Allah plan to retire. And you should beg Allah for your assistance. What happened here? Do live blood analysis and see what is in your blood. I don't know what that means. I know what's in my blood. Yeah. What's in my blood is the poison that they put in it from the food that we eat in America, the poison from the water we drink from America, the poison that they give us in the form of medications. I know what's in my blood. I don't need to do no blood analysis to know what's in my blood. That which will eventually end my life early. Those things that will cause my life to cease to exist early. That's what's in my blood. Iron, over sugar, over salt, more loss of zinc, calcium. I know what's in my blood. Poison. That's what, when you come to America, or you go to any of those lands where these people, the Masons, has been affecting, that's what you will find. You won't go there and find fresh meat like you will in Africa. No, you're gonna get frozen meat from last year. Over in Africa, they slaughter on a daily basis. You get you the water. You're gonna get clean water over there. And you're gonna get good food, clean water, and clean air in Africa. Now I prefer to have clean food, clean water, clean air than to have a car with and live and can't breathe. Uh, Food that causes me to have heart trouble. I trade all of this for what is real. Clean food, clean water, and clean air. I'll trade all this in today. But I gotta go, man. Y'all enjoy yourself, man. Thanks everybody for staying around. However long you stayed around. Thank you for the hearts that were sent. Uh, I will hope that the next time you see me come through, and I'm doing my series on secret societies, and that you will share my lives, so that so that people would at least know what they are faced with, and make that conscious decision that I'm gonna roll with it or I'm gonna stay away from it. Okay, let's end the stream.